can't wait to see this one.
Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is a...
The following contest, from Denver, Colorado, weighing in at Little Louie, John.
Oh, I can't wait to see this one.
Of all the superstars on the roster, this guy is among the hardest working. That goes without saying.
Definitely shout out to Don Chaos. We know you got our back, and we got your back too, man. Denver, Colorado all day, brother. We're definitely going to hook up with you. Much love to Carnival Spirits for putting us on as well on this YouTube, man.
Shout out to you, Don Chaos, for, I mean, what is this episode, like 126 or something like that?
Yes, sir.
You've been putting in work, bro. Respect. Y'all doing some shit for the community, and the fam out there appreciate it. So just keep doing what y'all doing, you know what I mean?
Congrats to Don Chaos for
The following contest,
What is up, everyone? Due to technical difficulties, I don't know what the heck is going on with my intro. The intro is just being really weird, not playing for some reason. Was it playing on y'all's end? I couldn't tell. Look, or was it like repeating? Can someone confirm that for me? Yeah, that intro was like remixing itself. I don't know what the fuck was going on there. That was weird. Was good, everyone in the chat? What is good was good. It was playing but glitched. I don't know why it was doing that. That was weird. Anywho, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Hours of Chaos podcast. This is episode 173. We are officially on the road to the 200th episode of the Hours of Chaos podcast. Of course, we are in the new setup. We are in the chaos lair, you might say. Getting it fully set up and whatnot. And you guys are probably going to see me live going during a storm because we have like a tropical storm brewing. It might be a tropical storm brewing outside because you guys know I live in Florida now. It might be a tropical storm. It might be a hurricane. I'm probably going live during a hurricane. Or it just might be a shitstorm that I'm going live during. Anywho, what's good, everyone? Of course, our guest tonight is going to be TheRealGrhyme. He's going to come on. And you guys know what we do when we have our guests on. They come on. They promote themselves. They promote their music. In the Hours of Chaos podcast, this show, we just cover the news. We say our thoughts and opinions on stuff, as well as then we have guests on the show. So, of course, our guest for the night is already in the chat. What is up? What is up? Oh, yeah, I definitely will. Yep, it's officially hurricane season down here in Florida. Yep, this is technically my first hurricane. So, hopefully everyone's doing good. All right, I'm just going to try playing the intro one more time, and if it starts glitching again, I'll stop playing it.
the following contest, from Denver, Colorado, weighing in at
Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, I'm going to have to figure that out. Don't know what it's doing. Yeah, what is good, everyone? Wow, there's 13 of you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys are tuning, and make sure you're thumbs upping the stream. Make sure you're liking the stream, sharing it all over social media. Make sure you're peeping the links down in the description to our guests for the night, to where you guys can follow them on all social media, where you guys can hear their music. Also, peep links to your boys' social medias, as well as Amanda Panda, aka Lady Chaos's links. Also, since we are going to promote that, and since we're good at promoting stuff here on the Hours of Chaos podcast, make sure you guys tune in at 8 p.m. Not 8 p.m. It's already 8 p.m. here. Okay. 10 p.m. Eastern time. Amanda Panda, aka Lady Chaos, will be going live on her Twitch gaming, so make sure you guys tune into that. 10 p.m. Eastern time. There's links to her social medias as well. Make sure you guys are using those official hashtags across the screen. Also, if you are watching exclusively on Carnival Spirits, super chats are welcome. If you are watching exclusively on Carnival Spirits, and without further ado, let's get into one of our first topics and news for you guys tonight. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. But yeah, as you guys know, the Hours of Chaos podcast is probably going to be going back to being live on Thursdays, possibly. If not Thursdays, it will possibly be Fridays. But you guys will know for now, right now, it is on Thursdays because I will probably be having Thursdays off with this job. So the Hours of Chaos podcast will probably be back Thursdays, or it will be Fridays. So one of those 2 days. So yeah, let's get into our first bit of news tonight. Dropping for that ass. Of course, you guys know we are officially on the road to the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is going down in August, Legend Valley, August 7th through the 8th, I believe. No. Yeah, the gathering's going down. Am I possibly going to the gathering? I don't know. It just all depends on my situations at hand. I would like to, but again, I don't know if I'll be able to. Maybe. Of course, tonight's stream is brought to you and sponsored by Fago Orange. What is up, LB Sickening in the chat? So yeah, make sure you guys are sharing this everywhere and let everyone know Don Chaos is live and direct. Yes, Fago remembers. That should be a funny meme. But yeah, the gathering is going down. Here's the map for the gathering. Apparently, there's going to be a mystery seminar at the gathering this year. ICP is hosting a mystery seminar. What do you guys think this mystery seminar is going to be in the chat? Let's get a lot of discussion going. What do you guys think this mystery seminar is going to be? Do you think it's going to be them announcing that they are currently going to be working on putting like maybe the touches of the 6 Jokers card? Because, you know, the next seed of Yum Yum is supposed to drop at this year's gathering. And then the final seed of Yum Yum is supposed to drop on Hall of Wicked this year. So my question is, what is this mystery seminar going to be? Are they going to come out and say about that documentary series that they're going to be doing with Netflix, where they're going to be chronicling their whole career from like each era? That's the question. What is this mystery seminar going to be? Because, you know, it's not a gathering if you don't go to an ICP seminar. That's always like one of the highlights of the gathering you got to do is go to an ICP seminar. Now, will I be able to go to the gathering again? I don't know. Hopefully. Purely speculation. Do I work for Psychopathic? Purely speculation. But what do you guys think the mystery seminar is going to be? I know there's a Morton's List seminar that looks really cool to check out. If you guys haven't ever played Morton's List, you should. It's a really fun game. And for those that are just tuning into this show and you're just curious or you're just laughing, we just have this to say to you guys. Update coming soon. Oh yeah, definitely more updates are coming soon. That is for sure. Yeah, maybe it's about the clown heads. Maybe. That's a good explanation, nobody, man. Who knows? Maybe. That's the one thing about ICP seminars is you never know what you're going to hear from an ICP seminar. But that's always one of the highlights of the gathering is you have to go to an ICP seminar. There's only 15 of you watching. I know y'all can do better than that. Yeah, possibly the dates for the next Violent J Walking Home singles. You know what I have a feeling they're going to do? Even though they said they're going to release all those singles as just individual singles, I still think somewhere down the line, and this is just speculation, that there's going to be all those singles they're eventually going to put on one disc so they can put it as a little short album / EP. I would hope so. But, I don't know. Who knows? That is purely speculation at this moment. But yeah. Again, it might go into the gathering. I would hope. But who knows? I really don't know at this moment. I would love to. Also going down at the gathering. What else do we got going on? Oh. Before we get into some more gathering news, here's an event that I'm definitely going to try to hit up. It's the Tom Woods, the Float. And this year, and look at that dope lineup for this year, y'all. That, y'all, is a very good dope lineup. If I am not able to make it to the gathering, this is definitely a show and an event that I definitely want to hit up. Shout outs to Tom Wood. I mean, look at that dope lineup, y'all. Look at that dope lineup. Holy shit, y'all. That is a dope lineup. Hell yeah, that's exactly what we are about to talk about right now. As you guys know, pretty soon, the homie Cody Manson, LSP's own Cody Manson, hashtag Trife Life. He is going to be performing at Camp Zool as we speak, and he announced his newest album. Here's the cover, the name of the album. That artwork, y'all, is so dope. I hope that artwork gets put on a shirt or something, because that is freaking dope. Not only that, he also dropped the track listing. So there is the track listing. And yes, there is only 2 collabs on there. And that is with fellow Swampalo, member of the Swamp Society's Darby O'Trill, and a track with Ghostmane, y'all. I'm definitely excited for that. Again, shout outs to the homie and the dude. Oh, if you guys could hear that thunder, that's cool. Shouts to the dude, the homie, the one and only Cody Manson. Doing big things. Very proud of him. Also, if you guys don't know, me and Amanda Panda do have, aka Lady Chaos, do have our own little series that we do. We have our own little vlog series. Make sure you guys always tune into that. As well as we have our own little stream series that we do called Love and Chaos. And then our vlog series is called The Adventures of the Dawn and the Panda. So make sure you guys check out both of those. Again, Amanda Panda will be streaming tonight on Twitch, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys go tune into Amanda Panda, aka Lady Chaos, on Twitch. Tell her Dawn Chaos sent you. She's actually in the other room right now. She just made us some very, very dope burgers. Yeah, I'm glad that the flips become annual too. Shouts to Tom Wood. We definitely got to get him on the Hours of Chaos podcast again. But yeah, we're going to go. I think it's because it's in the Carnival Spirits chat. They might be in the Carnival Spirits chat. That could be why you don't see it. Anywho, let's go ahead and bring our guest on. We're going to go ahead and bring our guest on, and let's send him the link. You guys know this show ain't about all that drama and that bullshit. All right. Yep. Now TheRealGrhyme, if you're still here, I just sent you the link, bro. Just hit that link. If that link doesn't work, turn off your computer or phone and reset, and then hit that link again. Oh, and it looks like it already worked right away. Sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome to the show the one and only Rhyme. What's good, man?
What up, y'all? This is Grime, the place to be with the GRHYME. What up, Don Chaos? Appreciate you having me on, bro. Mad love. Been
Well, hell
watching
yeah.
stuff
Thank
a
you
long
for
time.
reaching out to me.
No biggie, no biggie. Do you prefer to be addressed as Don, as Chaos, as DC?
I
What do
mean,
you want?
some people call me Dawn, some people call me Chaos. You can call me either one.
Just don't call you DC.
Yeah, just don't call me DC.
All right.
I mean, there is a funny little running joke that people call me that I'm okay with. People call me Donald Chaos.
All right. So, how we do this? You just want me to babble, or you want to ask questions? What you got?
Well, yeah, what we'll do is I'll let you have the floor for a bit. You just introduce who you are, where you're from. You just give a little brief history who you are, and then we will ask with the questions.
All right. Well, I am TheRealGrhyme. That's a GRHYME. You can Google that, and I'll pop up with all the streaming services and stuff. You got the Spotify and the iTunes and the Apple Music and the Deezer and all those. I started out doing basically being a juggalo rapper back in the day, and kind of evolved it into my own thing of the wicked shit, the horrorcore. I didn't do anything for about 2-3 years. When I came back, I was like, man, I got really into boom bap beats. I've been making more straight hip hop, and maybe the last year, put out a few songs here and there. Had Young Buck on one track. From G Unit, had Swift McVeigh from D12 on one. Just uploaded one through my distributor. It's DistroKid. It's got Crooked Eye on it, or King Crooked, whatever you want to call him, out of LA.
Nice.
From Slaughterhouse and all that. Thinking about doing one with Jaron Benton. He used Smessa Hobson. Huh?
Jared Benton's dope. If anyone has never seen him live, his stage performance, holy shit.
Yeah, I just gotta work that out. You know, that might be the next thing I do. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can Google me. You can go on TikTok. Any social medias I'm on, say TheRealGrhyme, and that's oh sweet. I can. Sorry, I'm backwards. TheRealGrhyme. Oh, can't go over into your feed though and point at your name.
Hell yeah. And we have all links to your socials in the description, so I got you covered.
What's up? And I've got some old ass videos on YouTube. I was trying to be like YouTubey famous or whatever for a while, and I'm like, eh. But I did my own gathering documentary way back in the day.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
I had the quiet sign and walked across Drug Bridge.
Yep.
Good
That's
time.
what I try to do every year I go to the gathering. I try to like compile all the footage I do and the pictures, and I like to put it all together, like show my journey to the gathering all the way and stuff.
First time I didn't even ever see somebody live stream from the gathering because I tried to because I was on an iPhone and I had 3G, which was the best at the time.
Right.
What's 3G? That existed?
I know, right? And a lot of people don't even know what that is now. But how did you actually come up with your name and stuff? And did you go by other names before you started like doing music? Because I know some people have gone with the name they've always gone with, or some people went by many different names.
So, do you remember the gathering message boards?
Yes.
I would have been probably Juggalo 5150 or 5150 Juggalo or something back then, or Denied, DENYED, on like the MSN groups back in like 2003.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
I went through all kinds of stuff. I smoked a lot of weed in high school, so you see my eyes are a little bit squinty. I thought about going with the name Chink Eye, and then I was like, nah, that's kind of racist. So I stopped that. Didn't have a name for a while. Was freestyling with some homies in Arizona when I was like 18. I just moved from Michigan to Arizona, and where we were going, dude was like, yo, that is grimy. You need a name, it should be Grime. You a grimy ass rapper. I'm like, all right, I like that. And I thought, well, G rhyme for grime is pretty dope. And yeah, I've been using that since 2005, 2006, something like that, since MySpace.
Yeah, I've been called like Chaos like for years.
Did you have another question to that part?
Yeah.
That I missed?
Like how long have you actually been rhyming again?
Have I been what?
How long have you when did you like really want to like start taking like music more like serious?
So now I don't take music serious. I like rapping. I like making music. I like doing shows and stuff. But it's more fun now. When I took it serious, I stopped liking it. I'll say that straight up, you know? When it was just a job, it was stupid. But honestly, I've wanted to be famous since I was a little kid. You know, I've always sung along to stuff. It's just, I died. See it right there? I died a little bit when I was 18. So just a little bit, like 20 seconds. So I can't sing now since I had a trach. Messed up my whole thing. So I've always liked rap. Listened to ACP since what, like 97, 98?
Yeah. And how long did you like live in Michigan before you moved from like Michigan to Arizona? Because that is like a big like environmental change. That's kind of like where I've been. Like I used to like live in Colorado, and everyone knows how Colorado is. Moving from Colorado and then down here in Florida now, that is a totally big change.
So I bounced around like every couple of years my whole life. My dad was military, and then when he got out of the military, just his jobs and stuff, I bounced every 2 years. I was in the Michigan. I wasn't really in Michigan. I was in the UP, the Upper Peninsula, which was the most godforsaken place on the planet.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
It was cold as shit. Am I cussing too much for your stream? Do you prefer me?
Oh
to keep
no, you can cuss all you want.
Okay. I just, didn't want to, offend the little ones or the moms and hide your kids, hide your wife, Grimes talking thing. That's not trending anymore. I'm not sure if anybody remembers that, but you did. Anyway, but yeah, so I bounced around. I was only in Michigan like 2 years.
Mhm.
It was mainly though Virginia, or see, Georgia, Virginia, Arizona, Michigan's where I lived most. I lived went from Virginia to Arizona to Michigan to Virginia, big cycles. And as an adult, I still do that move like every year or two.
Oh yeah, especially because you gotta especially with the price of living, people have been asking me, why would you move from Colorado to Florida? Like people have been telling me, I thought Florida was expensive. I'm like, I thought that too, but then I found really affordable housing that's really good. Like my rent here is so affordable that even when I'm done paying rent, I will still have extra money behind me. That's how good it is, and it's in a nice area. This house was built in the 40s. The neighborhood is nice. It's peaceful and quiet. Not like Denver, where I was living in Denver, you could always hearing neighbors arguing outside or people getting into it, a scuffle or shit.
I lived in Ocala for maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years,
Mhm.
a couple of years ago. You know where Ocala is?
I don't remember exactly. Where is that?
Gainesville.
Oh, okay.
It's like 15 minutes south of Gainesville.
Oh, yeah. I know some homies that live in Gainesville, Florida, even.
I actually, when I was in Florida, I did shows with. There's a group down there called Razor's Edge.
Oh, yeah. I remember them.
With them, pretty much Joy was the promoter down there, or whatever. And I don't know if you know who Joy was.
I probably don't. I know a few people here in Florida, but I don't know a lot of people. And that's funny that one of my homies in Denver said, he said, since you're moving to Florida, go revise the scene down in Florida. He's like, Florida's a nice state, but the scene down there needs a revival. I'm like, I will do that.
Yeah, it was really dope in 2014, 2015 because you had Razor's Edge. Joy actually, Sin from Zug Island, his current wife. She was a promoter down there and booking agent. She was a booking agent for Zug Island in Florida. That's how I met Mike Poole and all them down there. She was pretty dope. Joy was awesome. But yeah, I just did shows down there. Ninja Red Psycho. I don't know if you know those.
Oh, yeah. The whole Florida Juggalo scene, it was always on and popping. I always heard, especially back in 99 to maybe 2012, 11 is when the Juggalo scene was underground scene in Florida was really popping. But now you have dope artists coming out of Florida. You have Darby O'Trill, which that dude is phenomenal.
So I did a birthday thing to him, I think. So happy birthday to him. Was that recently?
Yeah, his birthday's actually today. So happy birthday,
yeah,
Darby.
So happy birthday to him. See, I saw things.
Yep. And you just have so many good a lot of people think there isn't a music scene in Florida. Well, there is. You also have Devereaux, which Devereaux lives here in Florida. And that dude's a phenomenal producer. Geez Louise. So, since you're a juggalo, we're going to ask you what we usually ask a lot of people. How did you discover ICP and the wicked shit? And what was your reaction when you first heard that?
So, Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine had a 2-page print ad for Great Malenko in it. And it reminded me of the head. I was like, what is this? A new head shrinkers gimmick or something? Because you remember the head shrinkers from wrestling?
Yep, I do.
I'm like, is this some gimmick based off that or something? I'm like, what the hell is this? 'Cause I didn't know what it was. It just creeped me out, made me feel all weird and icky in my stomach. And then, of course, they were on wrestling. They had the big Disney thing with the Southern Baptist Church, and I was in Virginia at the time. So, of course, they got notoriety, and all the little hellions like, what's that? Then Then I had a homeboy who I lived out in the middle of nowhere, and basically we were kicking it playing N64, and he starts playing ICP. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. I put Great Malenko in my boombox and recorded it on a blank cassette I got from Walmart. Kept that in my Walkman
Oh
all
yeah.
the time. I think the first thing I bought of theirs was Mutilation Mix, then AJB.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like how I discovered them too. I discovered them through wrestling, and then I was like hearing about them on the news. But I found out about them through wrestling. Also, I'm like, oh, I thought they were a wrestling tag team, and then like I hear people like listening to them in my school. I'm like, oh, they're a group. I thought they were like a wrestling tag team. And it's funny because I've always grown up on wrestling. I've like been into wrestling since I was about like 2 or 3. So those two kind of like me being a juggalo and wrestling goes like hand in hand together.
Word, same here.
And because I used to do wrestling shows back then when I was younger. I mean, I used to be in an indie wrestling promotion back in the day.
Nice. Most I did was, body slam homies onto trash cans, mulch piles, back porches on trailers.
Oh yeah, me and my homies used to do some crazy shit. Like what I mainly did is I was a commentator, a cameraman, and then I was the senior official.
Dope.
They tried to get me to get in the ring, like to take a bump. I'm like, no.
They had a ring?
Yeah, we had our own ring and shit. It was like set up in the homie's yard. Like originally we would just like throw each other on like mattresses, but then eventually we all put together and we bought our own ring and set it up in like my homie's yard. It was dope.
I remember probably my best memory of that, man. I was always wrestling with friends when I was little anyway, but you know how a riding lawnmower has that springy seat on it?
Yeah.
My homeboy, we were just wanting to see how hard it would be. So he laid on a table, one of those folding tables like they use in WWF. And I ran and I springboarded off the lawnmower seat in the backyard.
Oh, Jesus.
Splashed through that shit. I was like, that broke and we ain't even hurt. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Like, I've seen some of my homies do some of the craziest shit. I've watched my homie get thrown through a flaming table, and then, like, we had to, like, use a fire extinguisher to put him out, and then, like, that wasn't working, so we were, like, throwing dirt on him, and then we both pull him up, and he, like, has a look of shock on his face, like, did I just fucking do that? And I was like, give this man a round of applause.
Nice.
And then the ring would be near the pool. So one time we had a battle royal where some people were being thrown out of the ring into the pool. It was fucking hilarious.
You know where you need to go? Because you're in Florida?
What's up?
Look it up in Ocala. Dory Funk's Funkatorium. He's got a wrestling school there. And guys will pretty much go straight from there into NXT and get contracts. I contemplated going that. I interviewed with him and his wife Marty and them, and watched some shows there. So you can see people there before they ever make it. Before they ever go to AEW or WWF.
Oh, yeah. If you ever know anyone like who would want to be interviewed, tell them to hit me up.
All right.
Hell yeah. And if you could remember growing up, like, what was, like, some of the music before you discovered your own music that you grew up listening to? Or if you could remember, what's, like, the first song that, like, grasped your attention, like, on music in general? Where you're like, what is that? Like, for me, it was, like, the first real thing I heard growing up that, like, grasped my attention was, like, the Beatles and Prince and shit. Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath.
I had Metallica the Black Album in my little tape player, little portable tape player constantly.
Oh yeah.
I thought the drums and the bass on that I thought were insane.
Yeah, a lot of people give people shit for loving that album, but I love that album.
I was like 2 or 3, man, and I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, but now that I'm older, I still love Black Album, but my absolute favorite album from them will always be Master of Puppets. I love that shit.
At least you didn't say Saint Anger or whatever it was.
Right. Master of Puppets is phenomenal.
Yeah. But that was my first one. I grew up on classic rock, southern rock, country, old school country. Not like Cornbread and Chicken, but like outlaw country, like Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the kind of country I like, is like Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson and all that.
Do we just become besties?
Yeah. Johnny Cash is like one of my favorite like singers of all time. And I even don't consider him country. I say he sounds more like blues or something.
Segue into shameless promo. Johnny Cash did a version of an old folk song that's in the public domain called Banks of the Ohio.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was originally a public domain song. Lots of people have done it through the years. Bill Monroe did a bluegrass version of it in like the 30s. Johnny Cash did a cover. Olivia Newton-John did a cover. I did a version.
Hell yeah.
Just because like it's closer to the Johnny Cash version, but more of a fit to a hip-hop instrumental. It's like a country hip-hop sound.
And if you can remember, what was like the first album you remember like buying with your own money?
That would have been. Do you remember BMG when they would send you the things that order like a CD for a penny and pay shipping?
Yeah, God, you're making me feel old. This is how you know it.
What did I get? I think I got the Led Zeppelin box set.
Nice.
Kiss Alive, the All That soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
Like all when you get like 7 for a penny, but you pay like $8 shipping.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Hell yeah.
Wow. Good question. I didn't even.
Well, and that's always a cool question that I always like answering, because it's cool like to hear everyone's answer, because everyone gives a different answer. Like one of my homies, he says, surprisingly, the first album I ever remember buying with my own money was the Ghostbusters soundtrack.
Well, we're talking albums. I remember like Star Wars. I think it was, which one had the where he cut open a woolly mammoth and the bantha and slept in it? That one, there was a book. There was a book version that had, you could get a little, what was it, 33 1/3?
Yep, I remember those.
I had, that probably was the first album I got, because it was an actual album.
And that's something else I'm like very passionate about, is like Star Wars.
Was it Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Was the one with the bantha fodder? The bantha. Okay, I didn't remember, man.
Yeah, that's like probably my top Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back, and then the original, and then Revenge of the Sith, and then so on and so forth.
Episode 3 was probably my favorite to watch, just because I liked the way they showed Anakin's transition,
And you feel more bad for the dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I tell people, when you look at it, that is technically the darkest out of all the movies like that was released at that time. That's why I tell people, if you watch that, and if you watch the new movies, but you think of like the mindset and watch the old ones, you're like, okay, this is a very dark and serious story. But back in the 70s and 80s, they could only make it as dark, as serious as possible.
Yeah, when a man loses everything, stops paying attention to logic or consequence, and just goes off raw emotion and loses it, goes around and starts, whacking kids in a school or something, attacking his homies or something. I get that.
I still need to watch that Obi-Wan series. I've been hearing good things about it.
I never watched The Mandalorian. I watched like one episode.
It gets better after, like, the first episode, it starts slow, but then everything from the second episode on, it gets crazy good. Like, You'll be like, oh my God. And it actually does bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi, and it leads into the sequels really good.
This next question for you then will solidify if we're besties or not.
All right.
Who shot first, Han or Greedo?
Han.
Why?
That, because I remember like watching like the making of it, and they originally they wanted to make it to where Han shot first, but then they didn't want to see Han as just this cold-hearted killer, so they made it like Guido shot first in like the remastered versions, and where Han dodges and then shoots him.
Besties.
But that's just the nerd in me. That's how I know that.
Yeah, the digitally remastered in 95, they put in Greedo shooting like at the wall somewhere.
I mean, I did grow up on that version, because that's the version I did grow up with. But then I did know the original, that Han shot first in the original.
Yeah.
Because my dad saw the original when he was younger, when it first came out, so that's how I knew.
I feel you. That's awesome. Same
And that's
here.
how me and my dad have always had a connection, is Star Wars. And I always say it's funny how you got me into Star Wars, Dad, and it's a story, family drama about this family and stuff. So I was like, it's funny how that's me and yours like connection.
Yeah. Sorry, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're just talking about everything. We talk about everything on here. That's what makes this show unique. And I think that's why everyone enjoys coming on this show, because it's just like talking to a homie. I'm not like those typical interviewers where I like pressure you into questions and shit. And I think that's why people enjoy this interview. Like, people will always ask me, like, "Oh, can I smoke on here?" I'm like, "Do whatever you want to do. You want to smoke? Smoke. You want to take a drink? Take a drink."
Strawberry apricot Red Bull.
Oh yeah, that Red Bull's fucking good.
This is not sponsored by Red Bull. They do not approve of this message. They might.
No.
Let's ask them. See if they'll do that. See if they'll sponsor me. Can I get on Red Bull Records or whatever they have?
I've been making that joke for years. I'm like, Red Bull just needs
Really?
to let me sponsor them. I'm like, if Tech9 can get endorsement from Rockstar, why can't I get endorsement from Red Bull?
Yeah. What was it? We say Caribou Lou. It's not. We're not sponsored by them yet.
Oh yeah, I've tried that Bear Lulu, the beer that he released. It's okay. It's not worth the price that it is. It's not the best thing, but it's not bad.
The only time I've ever had it is when I've either made it at home or specially ordered it at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, 151, the only thing it's good for is a mouthwash in a strip club.
Yep.
If a stripper, for some reason, you're drunk and she runs up and kisses you while she's doing your lap dance, it's like, what the hell? Give me a shot of 151.
Yeah, I'm not really much of a beer drinker. I'm picky when it comes to beer. Like, I do like beer, but I like the hard shit. Like, I'll just drink straight, like, tequila. I'll drink rum and shit.
Actually,
Hell, I'll even drink a Long Island iced tea, and people go, "How can you drink that?" And I'll just drink two like it's nothing.
I don't drink Long Island as much anymore since I got roofied by some college chicks outside ASU in Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't really drink as much. I'm more like a social drinker, which is good. I'll like have a drink occasionally, and when I do drink, I'm a responsible drinker. Now, back then, I was wiling out and shit.
Yeah, the days where people say, "You're drunk already? It's 8 a.m. Right? You got to wake up early if you're going to drink all day."
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not like one of my friends where she just one drink and she'd be like gone. I was like, God, I need maybe like 10 more to be gone, or 20.
See, I would like to have that ability to drink one and be good because it'd be cheaper.
Right.
Unfortunately, when you can drink like 6 or 7 rum and cokes at a bar and not even be too drunk to drive, it's like, well, that was $30, $40, whatever.
Right.
I can't see YouTube because I'm on my phone. Does
Right.
anybody say anything or ask anything that we need to segue off of at the moment?
Not that I can see at the moment. And since we are going to continue with the questions, what was actually your very first like clown show that you went to?
First Insane Clown Posse show was Hallowicked 2006.
Hell yeah. I
met
was
one of my best
freshman
friends
in high school when that happened.
May I tell a story that may provoke it? It might trigger some people, but it's just a true story about my past and my first show.
Well, if people get triggered, let them, but it's not our fault if they get butthurt.
Well, due to recent events, in the YouTube community. So in 2006, I was working at a Walmart in Douglas, Arizona, and my homeboy Danny we were talking. I was like, "Yo, you're a juggler, right?" He goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, I'm going up here to Hallowicked in Phoenix." I was like 18, 19, something like that. And like, you want to go eat carpool? He said, "Sure." While we're up there, I was introduced to a homeboy of mine, Riot. This dude, once we got talking and got cool and everything, because we were talking about the music and how long I've been doing it and stuff. The very first demo thing I ever cut, I did at home using Real Player and Sound Recorder on like a Windows XP, and it was terrible. So he actually had a little studio set up in his apartment, and that is the first place I ever recorded on an actual mixer. Was
nice.
My homeboy Rex. I met him at Hallowicked 06. I actually cried at that show out of like joy of being in the whole Juggalo thing. I felt that carnival vibe or whatever.
Oh yeah, like people don't believe that carnival magic is real. I'm like, it is. You just gotta like really feel it. Just like when people try to always ask me, what's it like to go to a Juggalo event or a gathering? I'm like, it's hard to explain. Like it really is. Like it's one of those things that's hard to explain. Like I tell people it's a great feeling, but it's hard to explain why it's a great feeling. I'm like, it's just great because you're surrounded by people that you maybe only see once a year, or
It's
you're
not
with
real.
you're with your crew that you see every time. And then sometimes you don't even care about the music. The music is just the background while you're just hanging out with your friends, and that's what makes it awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I would say it's almost unreal. It's like not. It's when you're in the Juggalo world, the real world doesn't exist. When you're sometimes, like I said, you'll have fist fights or somebody OD at the gathering or something. That sucks. Of course, and that brings back reality. But for the most part, when it's everybody chilling and everything is good, it's like this doesn't exist. This is like the best carnival on the planet.
Exactly. And that's why I tell people the world's already fucked up enough as it is. We don't want that shit in our community because we come in our community to get away from the bullshit in the real world. Or like when I come here and do my show, I come on here to get away from the bullshit going on in the world and like to help promote artists like you that do good work and put in that work and that grind. So that's why in the community I was given the name the Karma Millionaire, because I just spread that good karma and help people out, and I ask for nothing else in return.
I'm trying to think. Here's the dopest thing. I was a little at the time when I saw that show in 2006, and then they did. I remember it was Truly Alone on stage, and Shaggy too. Though, you know how he'll like pick people and just like stare at them for like 30 seconds. It was my first ICP show. I'm in the front row getting smashed. We'd already kicked out this Papago motherfucker, Tahana Odom, whatever you want to call him. Indian dude who was like 300, 400 pounds and was just running through people in the mosh pit. We threw him out of the show collectively. But anyway, when they were doing that song, I was like, yo, that song really resonated with me at the time. And this motherfucking Shaggy was staring me in the eyes. Like through like a whole verse on it. I'm like, and that's what made me start crying and shit. I'm like, oh.
Well, and because you could feel those vibes and energy. Like that's like me. I'm that kind of person where I can tell how someone is just by the vibes they give off. If they give off real negative vibes, I'm like, nope. But sometimes I can even tell people's vibes just by the shake of their hand too. Like most people don't have that gift, but some do. That's why they say sometimes being an empath, it's a gift, because you can tell when someone's upset, even when they're telling you no, they're not, but then you can tell when they are. So you're almost like a personal bullshit detector. But it also helps because then if you know if someone's shady, then you're like, nope. And you can just go, now we're going to go our separate ways and I don't have to see that person again.
Right. The downside of that is I'm trying to push away my empath side a little bit and just be more neutral in the world. because if I get emotionally invested in somebody, I end up wanting to save them.
Oh
Become
yeah,
Captain-
I end up
Captain
with that
Sable.
too. Like the last few years, I've made my circle used to be big, but the last few years, I've made my circle small. So I tell people, if you are in my circle, that means I trust you.
Rock and roll.
Yep.
So, what you got next?
Let's see, what else do we got? Yeah, my first show wasn't until 2007 because at the time I was actually old enough to now go to shows because I was 16 and people were like, well, you probably could have went to shows back then. I'm like, well, back then I was too young. I was about 8 or 9 when I discovered ICP, and here I am almost 32. I'm like, I don't remember if they were all ages back then or if you had to be 18 plus, but if they were all ages, there's no way my parents at the time would have like took me to that back then. There's no way.
Oh shit! You just brought a flashback memory.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, where I died a little bit. I lost some of my childhood memories.
Oh, you're good.
So this has nothing to do with me necessarily.
Yeah.
Just coincidence in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know the story about Violent J and his dad and blah, blah, blah from reading Behind the Paint. And then you heard that Father's Day song.
Yep.
His dad was actually, my mom was a correctional officer for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was a correctional officer in Southern Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
when Violent J and Jump Steady were teenagers or something, they actually went to Bisbee, Arizona, promoted their stuff out there. That's how they got like a big like Arizona desert following that no one can really explain.
Yep.
They were out there promoting their stuff when they went to see their dad out there because there was some, they wanted to even if a kid don't like their dad or whatever, they want to at least talk to him,
Mm-hmm.
at some point, see if there's still a chance of whatever,
Mm-hmm.
not in their family business, just they happen to be there for a short time,
Crazy.
like over the summer. It was a long time ago. I don't remember. Well, maybe they weren't teenagers. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, maybe in their 20s. Hell, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's kind of how my friend found out about him, like during like the Riddle Box era when they were like promoting in Texas and the Houston area. That's how he found out about him. Like, you never know. One of your friends that probably had that album was probably handed to him by either Jay or Shaggy in one of those Riddle Box vans.
Really? Sorry, I got the dog with me. I do delivery gig stuff sometimes.
Oh, it's all good.
He rolls with me.
Oh yeah, that's how my dog is. Wherever I go, my dog's usually not too far from me, so that's why I technically consider her my emotional support dog.
Rock on, rock on.
So what is like a bunch of like, oh, here's a good question we usually ask our guests. If you could pick a top 5, and it can be like in different genres, what is your 5 top albums that like changed your life that you love?
Holy shit. Great Malenko. In no particular order, I don't know, but Great Malenko.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel, Pieces of You.
Hell yeah.
I can still cry listening to that album. Don't tell anybody. Album. Shit. That's a good question. The Diary of a Madman by Ozzy.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
It's not as popular as Blizzard of Oz, but still,
Right.
Eurythmics' Greatest Hits was a bomb-ass album. And then, of course, the All That soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. Those are definitely good picks, and that's a wide diversity. That's always a good thing. I always tell people I've always just loved music growing up, always, but the 2 forms of music that's always like pertained to me has always been rock and hip hop, basically.
There's individual songs here and there, but when we're talking whole album,
Yeah.
that's a thinker. What about you? What are your top 5 most influential albums?
One of them would be definitely Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Of course, Michael Jackson's Thriller. Prince's Purple Rain. Let's see. Black Sabbath's self-titled album. And then probably, if I want to pick a hip-hop album, I would probably go with Tupac's Me Against the World.
Really? You want to go to Apocalypse Now?
Oh, I do love that album too. Like, I love all of Tupac's work, but like the one album that speaks to me more on a personal level is, and it's like more personal for me, is Me Against the World. That's why I love that album, because he's very personal on that album too, and that's why I love it.
So like this song, I'm saying off Apocalypse Now, Brenda's Got a Baby.
Oh,
You remember that one? The video for that is a tearjerker.
It is. And that's one thing I liked about Tupac too. He was so diverse. He could make songs that make you think. He can spit real shit. He could spit gangster shit. He could spit political shit. He was like so diversely talented and stuff. It's crazy. And he was a phenomenal actor.
I don't know about the acting. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Like, one of my favorite movies of his is gang related. I love Juice, and I love Poetic Justice. I love those movies.
I never really got into Poetic Justice. That was the first one to hit my brain. I'm like, maybe just because Janet was always kind of standoffish with him. She thought he had AIDS.
Yeah.
Have you ever read that in the interviews and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Shit's crazy.
Nice. You know stuff. That's pretty cool.
And then another album that really did change my life is A Tribe Called Quest, The Low End Theory. Now with my girl, some of the albums that changed her life is Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd and Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Rock on, rock on.
Because my girl's originally from Cali, so she was around when all that hip hop was on and popping, like when it was actually coming out. I'm like, hell yeah.
I'm going to spit an unpopular opinion. Back to Black Sabbath. Back to Black Sabbath.
All right.
Ozzy Osbourne is Black Sabbath. Ozzy Osbourne embodies that. He was the original, that you can never change it. Fundamentally, Ronnie James Dio is a better singer.
Yep. But I do agree that Ozzy is Black Sabbath. I actually agree with that too.
But Dio is a better singer. It's like David Lee Roth versus Sammy Hagar and Van Halen.
Yeah.
Hagar's a more melodic singer.
Right.
It doesn't change that it's Van Hagar, but
right. Let's see, what other questions? If y'all have any questions in the chat, feel free to ask. Oh, here's one that I should start asking people. What, in your opinion, is your number one Psychopathic Records album of all time?
Psychopathic Writers from Outer Space, Volume 2.
That's definitely a good one. Mine, a lot of people seem to really like it too. It's the original Tales from the Lotus pod.
With Mars on it?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's the only one,
Yep. And I was like, no hate to ABK, but I like the Mars one better.
There's just, like I said, nothing against ABK. I opened up one show for ABK. He's a really cool, nice dude. I like his music, but, say what you will of me versus Until Eternity.
Right. And that's why I tell people now, when they put him on Black Rain, he sounded good on Black Rain.
Yeah. And Mars's diss tracks that nobody listened to after that were like, damn.
Yep, and now he's a Christian rapper. Crazy. And then you had the whole deal with Killa C. He used to talk about the most craziest shit. Now he's a Christian.
I like the way that you suck my dick. And How you swallow and lick your lip. That was Killer C, right?
Yeah, like that's some of my favorite Killer C's when he did Grave Plot with Liquid Assassin. That shit is fire.
Great plot. This is the sound of the street life. We grind 24/7 under the street lights.
That's a good album. In my opinion, that is the most underrated strange music album of all time.
That's the shit.
All the times I've talked with like Liquid Assassin, I've talked to him. He's just a very chill, humble dude. The dude's got bars for days. Like I've got a performance of him going straight a cappella without like the instrumental going. It's insane.
Nice. I think. So, I could be mistaken. I think I actually did a show once with Johnny Richter, I don't like Johnny Richter. After meeting him in person, Potluck, who were both cool as hell.
Yeah, I love
Black
Potluck.
Pegasus and Liquid Assassin
Mhm.
in Orlando at the back booth.
Mhm.
Everybody was great except Johnny Richter, but that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to endorse that one.
Oh, I've heard a lot of stories from people that have met him in person too. I've heard a lot of stories too. I have those connections that tell me the same thing too.
Actually, one of the funniest things, Potluck, they were hilarious and cool because like I was hanging out with I was kicking it, drinking and smoking with them, and One Ton lost a lot of weight.
He has.
Well, I hadn't seen him do anything. And then on that show, he was there. I'm like, holy shit, dude! Last time I saw you, you were 1 ton. Now you're like, I don't think we can call you that no more. Now that you lost that in, I think underrated looks over his. Now he's gonna be half ton now.
Mhm.
No, fuck that, quarter ton.
Yeah,
You guys are funny,
that's like when that discussion when people would always get into me like if I prefer Cottonmouth Kings or Potluck. I'm like, I actually like Potluck better because Potluck actually can rap actually, and they got bars.
and they're nice guys,
Yeah, they're the nicest dudes. Their stage performances was really good. Like I watched them open up for Twisted back in the day, which was dope. Like the greatest lineup I ever seen at a show for a while. There's quite a few, and that was that End of Days tour for like Wicked because you had Twisted, Boondocks, you had Potluck, and then you had Prozac. That was a dope whole lineup for that show.
A couple of years ago, I don't remember the name of the tour, but it was Mushroom Head, DJ Paul, ICP, Mac Lethal.
Oh, I know what show you're talking about. It was Mushroomhead, DJ Paul, of course, ICP. Then it was Ritz and Ouija. That was the Fury Fest tour.
Yeah.
That lineup was phenomenal too.
Or honestly, Twisted did a tour with Kung Fu Vampire for the Darkness, I think, with Kung Fu Vampire, Davey Suicide. I don't remember who else.
I love Kung Fu Vampire. That dude is a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's cool. I've met him, talked to him in Phoenix or Tucson, one of the two, Charleston, West Virginia, and in Vegas on Juggalo Day.
Yeah, I remember when he first came out, when he still like had the live band with him and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like this little short bald dude on stage and shit.
Yeah. He chill though. He chill. I'm not gonna say that we smoked at Juggalo Day together, and there was a big crowd of people with Hoodoo and Light and all them right there chilling. But I'm not gonna say that we were.
Right. I'm not going to tell. It's like when I tell people, I'm not going to say that I've smoked weed with Rude Boy. Purely speculation.
Nah, he don't even smoke weed, does he? Not that I know of.
Well, when they had DCG Con here in Denver, he was definitely taking that opportunity. He was like, weed is legal here? He was like a kid in the candy store.
You are saying it.
Yes, I am. What up, Rudy? What's good, man? We've had him on the show before, which was dope.
Nice. I tried to give Hoodoo and Light my nachos at Juggalo Day in Vegas. They didn't want my nachos.
Yeah, Hoodoo's like the most chill dude on the planet. Like he's very polite too. Like he has that calm, chill voice.
Yeah. What was that? No doubler,
Yeah, and he's just tall as shit. Like when I first seen him, like, damn, he's fucking tall.
Yeah, I remember I was blitzed out of my mind and I was wandering around, and then Light and Hoodoo walked up to me like, "You good, blah blah?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just looking for my homeboy. Y'all want some nachos?" They just look at me like that. No one wants to take nachos from a juggalo randomly that are half eaten.
Right? Because you could have laced that shit.
Yeah, lace the cheese.
Oh, by the way, I put acid in your cheese.
There's not supposed to be mushrooms on here. It's supposed to be jalapenos.
Yeah, I've always had some pretty cool stories with people too. Like if anyone's ever seen Ouija live, he's one of those people that I tell people where his live show is just phenomenal. It's energetic. You can't just stand there during his set. Like you'll automatically go, yeah, and just go crazy.
Yeah, his beats go hard. I mean, but even if you can't understand what he's saying through the sound system,
Right.
you can have fun. And he'll do like a running hatchet man pose and stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like took what he's doing and ran with it because in this day and age in the industry, you got to constantly be putting something out. It's not like when we were younger where you would maybe wait a year or two for an album to drop. Now you constantly have to put a single out or you have to drop an EP or a mixtape. You constantly have to put something out there just to keep people's attention.
Word. That's why I've been trying to drop. I was going to try to drop a single every couple weeks, but life happened,
Oh, yeah.
So I got a. Yeah, I mean, he hustled.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know whatever happened to Sawtooth, but that's what it was, Sawtooth, right? Or no, what was the name of it?
I'm trying to think.
Right before
One group I wish that would come back but add like different people is like Killjoy Club.
I mean, like Ouija Mac before he got signed.
Oh, Swagtooth.
Swagtooth, shit.
Yeah, I actually like Swagtooth. I think they're really good.
All right. Here's a good one for you. I don't know if you're old enough to remember the answer to this question. Who did you vote for in the American Psychos contest?
I really liked Players Lounge Crew.
I voted for them on Flip Side because he did that Matrix song, and
Yeah.
each round. But at the end, I voted for PLC.
And then what was Boondocks being called at the time?
So he was in a group, Southern Hustlers Inc. I think.
Which I really did like them too. I thought they sounded good.
Yeah, and then they still signed Turncoat Dirty, and Boondocks.
I know, and it's crazy because back in that day before all this shit hit the fan, Boondocks, in my opinion, was very underrated. Like he was a good fit when they added him to Riders because when he did Southern Hustlers Incorporated, he would do some straight gangster shit. So he was fit for like Riders.
Yeah, and he was a nice guy at the gathering when they did the talent show thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's a nice, friendly fella.
Oh yeah.
And if you say something worth mentioning, he'll hit you up on Twitter or whatever,
Oh yeah. And who is like some people like in the industry that you've like worked with? Because you've said earlier that like you've already worked with like quite a few people and stuff.
Well, that's just doing collabs recently. Over time, most of what I've done is just chilled with people, got good with people, like done shows with them and stuff. Like I opened up a show for Pastor Troy in like 2008. I don't know if you remember who Pastor Troy was.
I remember him.
Done shows with Twisted Insane. Like I said, Potluck, Black Pegasus or Black P, Liquid Assassin. Opened up for ABK when he was doing a show with Razor's Edge and Bakelow. Let's see. Of course, I did stuff in Arizona. It was one of my exes, Raya or Child's Play Ninja, and me. We would always do shows together. in like 2007, 2008, in like a place called the Monstar Shop in Phoenix, which was Dynasty and Dark Side Immortals owned that place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who else? It's cool with Nappy J before he died, passed away, whatever. You remember Nappy J, Josh?
I do. That's when I found out he passed away. That just shocked me. Like a lot of the people that I've been like that I know that I've been losing. I'm like, God damn! Like you remember Big Irish Juggalo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude like really broke my heart because that dude was legitly my brother. Like I could like talk to that dude whenever I needed to vent about shit.
Big Nick.
Yep. We've lost quite a few people in this community, which sucks. And that's why I said if anything's life's taught us these last few years, and especially with a lot of shit going on, we should just learn that life is short. You just got to live life. Live life. Life is short. It's too short for bullshit is what I'm trying to say.
Feel you.
Because you never know when any day is going to be your last day. Like where I grew up, any day could be your last day. So you just have to like try to have appreciation for shit. And if you want to try to squash it, squash it. And if it doesn't get squashed, then it doesn't get squashed. Move on and go and do your own thing. Whereas I tell people when people used to try to interfere with what I was doing and they would try to like play or hate what I was doing, I'm like, listen, I'm going to do my thing. You do your thing. You stay in your lane. I'll stay in my lane.
Pretty much. So even if there is like a beef with people or whatever, it's not even a beef with me anymore. I'm past the drama stage. I used to like have fun with it, you know?
I know. I used to have fun with it too, but now when I look back, I'm like, I am too old for this shit. I'm not in fucking high school anymore. I'm like, I'm almost 32. I'm too old for this shit.
It's not that. I don't know if it's that. Like, the way I look at it, I look at it like it's not doing anything, you know? It's just draining energy.
Oh yeah, it's not like that's like me. I used to get like super heated, but I can't now like I used to because it's bad for my health. Like I have high blood pressure. I can't afford to get super heated. Now, if it involves people I care about, then it's on like Donkey Kong and then the hat's coming off and shit.
Yeah. I will say this though. When I first started recording, I told you it was at Raya's studio in his place. He had a poster of Twisted on the wall. This was right after they put out what was it Man's Myth? It was a couple of years after they put out Man's Myth. When they're like, whoop whoop, y'all can never do what I do, whoop whoop, that whole thing, you know. So I would flip Twisted off right before I recorded just to get hype, you know.
That's a good motivation song.
It was like, yeah, I can do what you could do. I can do it better.
There you go.
Maybe not, but oh well. You know, it was my crazy.
Oh yeah.
I was convinced that they were sneak dissing us back in the day too.
Yeah, when I look now back on all that, I'm like, oh my God, Jesus, how did we not catch some of that? But then when you hear certain songs now, it just feels different. And like I tell people, I may not care so much for what they're doing now, but I will say their psychopathic stuff will always be phenomenal. And I think that's why everyone's getting it, quote unquote, twisted. Some of us don't fully hate them. We just hate what they've been doing now. But I do love their psychopathic stuff still. And a lot of people are now coming out and saying that, yeah, their psychopathic stuff will always be phenomenal. And that's the stuff that did help me get through a lot back then when I was younger.
You want to hear some crazy paranoia?
What's
from
up?
a rapper? So, what was this? Like 2008, I think? Late 2007 or early 2008. When they put out Opaque Brotherhood, and when Blaze and ROC were first going to put out the Zodiac Imprint. I was kind of running with a gimmick because at the time, how I looked and everything, I looked a lot like the sketch of the Zodiac Killer. So I went with a whole gimmick. I made a song. Basically, I turned one of his or two of his letters to the police into a song.
Oh, damn. That's cool.
And I that was kind of a gimmick I was going with, you know? And then I see this thing about Zodiac imprint. Actually, at the Monstar shop, they had a poster of the Zodiac killer, a wanted poster. And somebody was walking by and goes, "Holy shit, that's you." I was like, and that's what gave me the idea. It's because somebody was like, "Hey," I'm like, "Ah, that's funny." Well, when they announced the Zodiac imprint, which never dropped on Psy back then.
Yeah, and I was actually hyped for that shit.
I sent him an email and I said, "You motherfuckers jacking my shit. If you think," and all I had was like 1,000 friends on MySpace. But I was like, "You motherfuckers jacking my shit. At least come here and sign me if you like it. Don't steal it. Just put me on your label. Damn."
Yeah.
Then Opaque Brotherhood came out, and you see my name, The Real Grime. When Violent J said, "Even on a sunshiny day, I'm grimy. I can't find my way. Untie me. I don't mind the hate." I was like, "This motherfucker's dissing me." And then they mentioned Jinx on there. Or they said Jinx something. Well, that was my ex who was a rapper with us. And then Twist is talking about, killing people, so many different ways to kill somebody, whatever, with a knife or whatever. And Riot had put out a song called like Slasher or something back then. And they're talking about, his name's a 4-letter word. We were all sitting around plotting like, these motherfuckers are dissing us. Probably not,
People did that like a few years ago, like when Twist dropped a song, Never Gonna Change. Like at the time, like before all the bullshit started slewing up, I was trying to maintain neutral in the middle. But then like apparently Monoxide made a song called Never Gonna Change. No, he made a verse saying, "Fuck anybody in between." And people were like, I immediately thought of you when he said that, because you were like, I was like a known person in the scene at the time that was trying to be neutral until I found out more of the shit, and then I knew where my true loyalties lied. Right here.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna get topless just for a moment. What was it that Monoxide said? I got my back. I can tap for that. I love y'all.
Yeah, it's like on a song called Never Gonna
You
Change.
see that?
Like I said, fuck those in between or something.
Can you see that tattoo?
Yep.
What does it say?
It says Juggalo.
Good. I can't read it myself, so I was making sure they tattooed it right.
Yep.
I'm just kidding. That's old as hell. That was like 2008. I think Valentine's Day 2008 or 9. My ex paid for that for me.
Hell yeah. And also, if there's even anyone you would know that would love to be on the show, just have them hit me up.
Word. I'll put out the little bird.
Oh, yeah. Like I tell a lot of my guests, you're always welcome back on the show whenever you have anything new coming on. You're always welcome to come on the show and help and promote that, because that's what we do here on the show. We promote. This is literally the podcast that is dedicated to the underground and the Juggalo scene. Literally.
Let me see something. Sorry if this cuts me off. I'll be back in a second if it does. I want to try something.
All right.
Can you still see me?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Well, now it froze. I think there's an option to turn the camera off.
What about now?
Let's see. Oh, now it just froze.
Okay. Never you mind. I'll do that later.
Technology, gotta love it.
I was gonna spam my my hyperlink, or what's it called, the link to say, hey, reserve this Spotify song, but instead just go look at my Spotify. This is mirrored. The Real Grime. Or look at my iTunes. The Real Grime. Or my YouTube.
Very simple, y'all.
Ooh, or my TikTok. Oh, use my sounds on TikTok. They'll pay me.
Yeah, do it. Get this man paid. Get him some cheddar.
And it's free for you.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm also going to do the song I'm doing that's got Crooked Eye on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way the beats broke down goes 16 bar verse hook. Well, it's got Constantine from American Idol on it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Then it's got an 8-bar verse I'm on, hook, then an 8-bar verse that I was going to put something on. I was going to look for somebody to do a collab on it. I was like, well, I don't know, so I'm just going to do it as an open verse, like a verse challenge type thing. Of course, because of licensing, you can't upload that to like the streaming stuff you put on YouTube for free or whatever,
Right.
You just can't like put it on like Amazon and iTunes and Spotify and all that because of the beats got to be licensed from the guy who made it. That's Anno Domini Nation. You'd have to have a license from Crooked Eye to use his verse because he still owns his verse. He wrote it, and then Constantine and all that. So you can't really make money off of it, but there'll be an open 8-bar verse if anybody wants to hop on and see what they could do on it. It's like an inspirational, uplifting one type thing.
Oh yeah. I'm actually trying to put together like a little I'm gonna try making an annual thing, but if I do put together, I would like you to come do a performance. I'm trying to put like a little annual thing together, and I'm gonna like call it Karma Fest. And every year the event's gonna go like for a good cause. So you perform and it's like for a good cause, and every year we'll like always go for a good cause. Hence why the event's gonna be called Karma Fest, because it's spreading good karma.
All right. It could be in Florida or
It will possibly be in Florida, because that's one thing a homie of mine told me. He said, you need to revitalize the scene down there in Florida. I was like, will do.
Get a hold of Timmy B. I'll let him know. He's supposed to be going to Germany at the end of the year, though, because he's from Germany. But Timmy B, he was in Razor's Edge. He's doing solo stuff in Florida. Get a hold of him. I don't know if Ninja Red Psycho is actually going to do any shows. I think he's just chilling now. Havoc Savage, I don't know if you heard of him. I think he's in Fort Myers or St. Augustine. I don't remember.
Because, yeah, I also want to start, like, hosting events again. So if you want to have those people hit me up, we could maybe then start trying to get that together. And if they need me, like, to host events, we can, like, start getting that. Because people think there's not a Juggalo scene down here in Florida. There is. The area in Florida where I live, there's quite a bit of Juggalos. Like, they say the main cities where there's always been, like, Juggalo events has always been Orlando, Tampa, St. Petersburg, and
Jacksonville.
then Jacksonville.
That's
and
why
then all those cities are usually not too far from me. Like, there's actually a tech show coming up pretty soon in St. Petersburg, and St. Petersburg is like maybe a half an hour, maybe an hour away from me.
Dope.
And since you've been to the gathering, how many gatherings have you actually been to, and what was your very first gathering?
I've been to 2009 and 2011. That's it. But there was a big difference.
My first one was 2018.
2018?
And then the last one I went to was, of course, the one that was last year. So I've been to 2018, 19, 20, and then I went to the one last year.
So there was a big difference in 2009 and 2011, though.
Oh, yeah. Like, the one I really would have loved to go to was, like, I think it was, like, the 11th annual, and that's when they had, like, Ice Cube, Lil Jon, Warren G, like, Juvenile. Like, they had, like, a huge, like, names. I was like, I don't think they could top that off, because that would have been the perfect night to go, because it was all a lot of, like, 90s, early 2000s hip-hop and metal. I was like, yes.
You want to hear a story about that year?
Yeah.
So Juvenile walked off stage.
Mm-hmm. I remember hearing that.
He had said on stage, like, blah, blah, y'all throw one more thing, I'm leaving. And people were still throwing stuff because it's Juggalos, So he goes off stage. On his way out, since you've watched my gathering footage, you saw me and Raya doing, like, a water gun fight.
Yep.
We were over there by the main stage gate where the cars pull out.
Mm-hmm.
We started shooting Juvenile with a water gun.
Oh, is he?
And then,
How did he react to that?
He was pissed, but he didn't, there's so many moronic Juggalos out there that he ain't getting out of his car and doing nothing because,
right.
But anyway, he called Paul Wall, though, because Paul Wall was supposed to go on next, and Paul Wall didn't show up. Dustin Diamond just passed away. Dustin Diamond was the MC that night. Comes on stage and he's telling the story about how he called Paul blah, 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 and Screech is on stage, and we're all drunk by this time or high or whatever people were, you know? He goes, who thinks Paul Wall's a bitch? And we all cheer just because, yay. He goes, that's right, Paul Wall is a bitch. Screech said that on stage, and the whole crowd was quiet for a few seconds, looking around like, did he just... Holy shit! You know?
Right.
There was like at least a second and a half of silence, and then just the loudest eruption of Screech just called Paul Wall a bitch.
Right.
Good times.
Yeah. That's why I tell people, going to the gathering, it's hard to describe. It's like the greatest feeling in the world. Like some of the favorite acts that I've seen there is like Yellow Wolf. If no one's seen Yellow Wolf live, holy shit, he is phenomenal live.
Haven't seen him live yet, but I believe you.
And he took it like a champ. People were like throwing mortars at him. He took one to the face, and he was still performing. He was encouraging the crowd. And so I was like, see, that's what you're supposed to do. He's still performing like a champ. And he took a mortar to the face, and he still performed.
If you take ICP out of the equation, because their show is just crazy anyway.
Yeah.
Best
And that's like when people always describe me, how a clown show is. I'm like, anarchy, craziness, but it's also hard to explain. You just have to go to a show and experience it for yourself. I brought my mom, who wasn't even into that, to a show, and she still had the greatest time of her life.
If you don't count them as performances at the gathering, because that's a different, you know what I mean? Their stage equipment stuff, you know, is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. One of my favorites. CKY, when they performed at the gathering, was pretty wild. Pretty cool,
yeah.
You know?
I seen them performed in like 2018. That was dope.
And then, honestly, when the Riders, I was camped right next to the second stage.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Riders pulled up right after Lil White at like 4 a.m. to do a set, and I woke up like, I hear Riders. Well, first I heard Lil White and I fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Like I watched like half a set and I was like, it's 3 a.m. You know, I gotta wake up. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Riders came on. I'm like, what the hell? Why are they on stage? Why does Jay have an entire suit made out of blue bandanas? Shaggy had like the whole balaclava made out of bandanas and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was also in a delirium, so I don't remember it too much, you know?
Right. Yeah, I've seen some crazy shit. Like one time in 2019, they all lit a couch on fire, like in the middle of the field during ICP set, and then they were all chanting, "Fuck yo couch, fuck yo couch." Another crazy set that I've always seen that is phenomenal live is Suicide Boys. Those guys are phenomenal live, and Ghost Main.
I haven't seen them live. Did you see? You said you know about the story. Have you seen Mushroom Head live?
Oh yeah, when you see Mushroom Head live, especially when you're tripping out on shit, you're like,
their drummer stole the show.
Yeah, I've seen them during the show. It was dope. Like when I seen them during that show, like the lead singer went and there was like a billboard in the parking lot. He climbs on the billboard and he's just starting to perform on the fucking billboard. It was dope.
Nice.
I was like, oh my God.
Of course. Oh man, MC Hammer pulled like 30, 40 juggalos on stage with him at the gathering. It was doing the dance, and they were all doing the dance. Too legit to quit. And I was like, holy shit, MC Hammer might be the most gangsta motherfucker here.
Yeah, and that's why I tell people, if you actually take out Can't Touch This, he does have some other good hits.
Paranoia the dog freaked me out. But
yeah, well, do you like have any like last words, like shout outs? Of course, and can the Hours of Chaos podcast get a shout out as well?
Well, I was going to until you asked. I'm just kidding. Much love to Don Chaos and Hours of Chaos podcast for having me on here. I appreciate it. Much love to all the homies. Anybody I've ever done shows with, anybody I'll ever do shows with. Let me see here. Much love to everybody who's commented. I can't see if you commented because I'm on my phone. But if you commented on YouTube, awesome. Welcome. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, if you see my name right there, that's also my Cash App tag. So depending on what happens, I've got a homie who might need money on his books, and if you don't want to do it and you want to do it anonymously, cash at me and I'll make sure it goes to him. I've already sent him care packages in jail. I don't have to name the name, but yeah, because I don't want to start no drama. I'm just saying if you want to help, you don't have to. No one's going to force your hand. But my Cash App tag is $TheRealGrhyme. Just like on everything. Go listen to my music. Download something. It'll count as like 1,000 plays if you buy it for $1.
Oh, yeah.
But
Like
thanks,
I said,
John Chaos. You're the bomb diggity fresh, bro.
Hell yeah. And like I said, you're always welcome on the show anytime, bro. And let's try to get an event going down here in not Colorado, Florida.
Oh, and shout out to Crazy McCormick because he's the one that recommended I talk to you about this.
Hell yeah. Like I said, you know anyone else that would like to be on, send them my way.
Word. All right, peace out, brother.
Later.
All right. Do I do this? Oh, do you kick me out or do I leave?
I can do it for you.
All right.
Later, bro.
Peace.
Hell yeah, y'all. That was the real grime. So, let's get into some more topics of the night. And then we are going to go. So, again, make sure you guys tune into Amanda Panda, aka Lady Chaos Live. She's going to be going live on Twitch. So, there is a link down to her Twitch. So, you guys can go check her out. I don't know what game she's going to be playing, but make sure you guys go tune that in. Let her know her boo, why'd I say boo? But her man, Don Chaos, says, what up? Hell yeah, thank you for joining The Real Grind. This is why this show won podcast, radio show, YouTube of the year a few years ago because of this kind of show. Because it's a good show. We like to have people on the show, promote people, and all that good old happy jazz. Let me fix that layout. Hold up, y'all. So yeah, make sure you guys go check out Amanda Panda. She will be live on Twitch later on tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, that first Fago's done. Let's have another one. What's good, B-Clown? I see you. Let's see, do we have any more topics that we can discuss? Oh, coming up is the Dope Sick 4 Picnic show. You know, Fams and the Hooligans are going to be playing in the show. Super Famous Fun Time guys are playing the show. Alazuli Lou is playing the show. The homie Freak, a.k.a. The Real Freak, the man who was the first ever official guest on the Hours of Chaos podcast, is playing this show. It's going down July 16th. And yeah, go check it out. Also, Scarface, the legendary Scarface of the legendary Ghetto Boys, is going on his farewell tour. So here's the list of dates. Make sure you guys hit up. Shouts to Scarface. Shoutouts to the Ghetto Boys. I was lucky enough to see Ghetto Boys at the Gathering in 2019, minus Bushwick Bill. But it was still a very good show. R.I.P. Bushwick Bill. Another good show we have coming up June 17th. This is a show you guys are going to want to hit up, especially if you guys are in Michigan or you're traveling to Michigan for this show. But go see Shaggy 2 Dope, and it's Shaggy 2 Dope and Ouija Mac, the 2 Dope Funhouse show, and it features performances by the Southwest Strangler, Shaggy 2 Dope himself, my dude Shaggy, my bro Ouija Mac, my dude Big Hoodoo, and my dude DJ Clay. That's a very good lineup. Might have to try to go to that show. I don't know. Again, the Blue Ridge Rock Music Festival is going down, and there's a big, good lineup for this. This festival I would actually like to go to. There's a lot of dope lineups, of course. Some of the standout acts that are performing at this are ICP is performing here, and Twisted, as well as Tenacious D. Now, purely speculation. What do you guys think is going to happen? Now, are they on different days that this is happening, or are they performing the same day or night? So isn't it coincidence how this happened? Just coincidentally. Ironic that ICP and Twisted would be performing the same music festival. Also, make sure you guys go check out Whitney Payton's newest album, The Audacity LP, out now. Shout outs to Whitney Payton. Make sure you guys go check out her newest album. Also, check out the newest song, Mask Down, by my dude, my big brother, the one and only, the legendary Insane Poetry. Just look it up. Very dope song. Fire ass song. Also, here's a long list of parties that are going down at the gathering this year. Here's another list, the list of the events that are going down. Booking very soon. This show's going to kick off in Denver, but booking right now. Hit up your local promoters. But the Generations of Snuff tour is going down, and that features my LSP brothers, Cody Manson, the legendary Insane Poetry, and Darby O'Trill going on this tour. So hit up your local promoters, tell them to book this show, and who knows, maybe Don Chaos can host this show. Another tour that is going down is the Twisted Insane Guillotine of Dreams tour. Another tour I want to try to hit up. If you guys have never seen Twisted Insane live, you really need to. Twisted Insane, the dude is a beast. Also, I want to send a congratulations to the director of the United States of Insanity, y'all. So let's give a big congratulations to the director of the United States of Insanity. They won the award. The United States of Insanity won the award at Film Threat for music documentary. How dope is that? Again, if you guys have still not seen the movie, The United States of Insanity, you really need to. It's a phenomenal documentary. Go pick up your hard copy, download the movie, or stream it. But definitely check out The United States of Insanity because it just won the award for Best Music Documentary. course, we're officially on the road to the 200th episode of the Hours of Chaos podcast. So if you guys want to be a part of that 200th episode and just come on and celebrate and kick it and congratulate your boy for 200 episodes of the Hours of Chaos podcast, now going strong for 5 years. See, y'all have anything else in the chat? Yeah, I think you were on the Carnival Spirits chat, babe. I think you forgot that I'm also live on Carnival Spirits. So there's different chats. You can, depending on what you can see in the chat, it just depends where you're watching, whether you're watching on Carnival Spirits, whether you're watching on my channel or my Twitch, Carnival Spirits Twitch, or if you're watching on my Facebook pages. Yeah, I was jamming out to the concert footage too in the theater when I seen it. Yeah, that's a good lineup too. Not just that, it's Shaggy, Ouija Mac, Big Hoodoo, and DJ Clay. Yeah, make sure you guys tune in to Amanda Panda, aka Lady Chaos, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. After this, she's going live on her Twitch. I will possibly be live on her Twitch. I will be in the chat, or I might even just show up on the stream and just hang out with her when she's streaming. No one is going to watch us sleep, dear. No one is going to watch us sleep. No. I love you. No one's going to watch us sleep. I never understood the points of those sleeping streams, though. I've never understood the points of those. Can someone explain to me, though, what those are, though? What the meaning of it? I mean, I would not want people watching me sleeping. I don't know about y'all, but that shit is fucking creepy. That is creepy. I draw the line on that shit. No one is watching me and my wife sleep. Yeah, people are weird. Yeah, and then I'll like turn the camera off and then I'll turn the camera back on and get close in the camera and go, "You still watching us sleep? You sick bastards." My cat's looking at me like, the fuck? My cat's like, "What are you doing, Dad?" Yeah, a lot of people do those sleep streams are very successful. I don't know why. I don't understand. Can someone explain that to me? Someone explain to me, though, what the whole point of those sleep streams are, though. I don't get it. Just like I don't get the whole point of this whole IRL community. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't be the only one that doesn't like some IRL type shit. I don't know. I guess so. Babe. I mean, I'm nuts too. I'm proud of it. This is why we're juggalos, because we're freaks, y'all. Anywho. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else. Maybe I can just come in and just chat up with you guys for a bit. Maybe see if the missus wants to come in and say hi to you guys. Oh, here she comes.
I don't want to be on camera.
Well, she just want you can just say hi to people where they hear you.
Hey.
So yeah, make sure you guys go tune into her. What are you probably gonna stream
I
tonight,
don't
babe?
know. Probably me talking in some Fortnite.
So yeah, I might just show up on the stream in the chat, or I'll just be chilling with her when she does it. So you guys already know who I am. I am Mr. D to the O to the N to the C to the H to the A to the O to the S, your friendly neighborhood JUWGALO, the Carbon Millionaire. If you don't know, now you know. And if you still don't know,
Your mom's a hoe.
your mom's a hoe. Have a good night, y'all. See y'all next Thursday. Like, subscribe, and all that good old happy jazz.